we'll get you caught up to speed. So we have learned now that James Harden is being attacked. He's being put on blast. Why? Is it basketball related? What kind of basketball related? But it's really more about his hard partying ways, living like a rock star. James Harden, as he has done for many, many years, and after some recent stink bomb performances, specifically against his old teammates from Brooklyn in a high-profile matchup not that long ago, Harden continued to burn the midnight oil. Now, those of us that work the overnight, we love to burn the midnight oil, but typically we're working. We're not out having a wonderful time at the club, if you know what I'm saying. Well, Harden was. He was out having a grand old experience with rappers Travis Scott and Lil Baby. And they had cakes with sparklers on them, beautiful ladies. They were living the dream at this party following the Sixers' blowout loss to Brooklyn. And so people pointing the finger and saying, hey, you're getting the bag of money, and you should probably have a bag on your head the way that you played in that game. So what's going on here? All right, so let us discuss the question. Do the 76ers have a James Harden partying problem? So I am actually going to take the other side on this. I'm going to play devil's advocate. I don't think they do. I do not believe the 76ers have a James Harden partying problem. I don't buy it. I know that's the popular story by popular people. I think it's bullcrap. All right, I've got real estate, hedonist, and one size. And we will feast on this here all together. We're going to put this together and make the baba ganoush is what we're going to do. That's right. All right. So to tip things off, James Harden is not going to change. He's obviously not going to change. You say you have a problem here, and then Harden's going to have to change. He's not going to change. This is an issue for the media nerds to debate. And having, in the past, been fortunate enough to be around professional athletes, these guys are wired differently when it comes to burning the late night hours. If you think that James Harden is going to undergo a metamorphosis and change his ways, you're delusional, right? The beard is locked in. He's pig-headed. At age 32, he knows what he likes, and he likes what he knows. You're not going to see James Harden, after a bad game against the Nets or anybody else, go back into an empty gym with one light on at 1 a.m. and shoot shots until the sun comes up. That's not that guy. He's not that guy, pal. Trust me, he's not that guy. Harden is living his best life. It goes with the real estate. Like it's an open secret here. Overindulgence. Harden is going to spend the night, every night, at the Copacabana. Win, lose, or draw. He is a social butterfly. He's the life of the party, apparently, living for the debauchery that the nightlife provides. And it being an NBA player, you play at night, get out of the arena, 10:30. The game usually ends about 10:30, close to 11. If it starts at 7, you usually get out of there by midnight. You're back somewhere else having a great time. Now, furthermore, the reason that the Sixers don't have a James Harden problem is because they are fully aware of what they were getting. There's no false advertising in play. It's not like this is a bait and switch situation. Harden has been this way ever since he became the man in Houston. All right, so it's not like he's changed. No, he hasn't changed. That's not the case at all. Harden is someone who has his number retired at the ballet in Houston. They don't retire your jersey at the adult ballet unless you have spent many a night and many a dollar in that location. Understand? And this is a guy, James Harden, the beard, he's a hedonist. His pursuit of pleasure is the most important thing in life, and it's the stuff of legend. Now, listen, he's very good at basketball for most of the games during the regular season. Remember a couple years ago, he missed the start of training camp to attend Little Baby's party in Atlanta, a birthday party, I think it was. Maybe it wasn't even it was just his party, maybe not even a birthday party. He's been known to ask teams for days off to fly to Vegas and to party. There was a famous story also when he left the Rockets. They threw all this trash out about how when Harden was on the road with the team, I forget, there was someone on the West Coast, they were going to Denver, And Harden said, I'm going to go to Vegas instead. I'm going to go my own direction to Vegas. And the Rockets are like, well, there's no NBA team in Vegas, so like, what's going on with it? Well, I said, well, no, I want to go to Vegas, and so he did. And he's got a passion for music, rap music, recently reminiscing. He just did this recently about the time he pulled an all-nighter. And he was invited to spend time, I think it was a recording session with Meek Mill and others. And Harden, this is his own words, he stayed out all night and then headed to practice. He hadn't gone to bed. He just went to practice, and that's it. All right, parting shot on this. So I would rather have 50% of James Harden. You've passed the baton to Harden. I would rather have 50% of James Harden than all of Ben Simmons. Okay, I'd rather have it. Harden, he likes to go to the hootenanny, but at least he shows up most of the time. The Aussie muffed it. The guy that you got rid of checked out. He's a bum. You got rid of that guy. The media will use Harden's ominous lifestyle to fit whatever storyline works best. I often talk about this as after the fact, things like momentum, which is bullcrap, doesn't exist, right? Team chemistry. These are things either used to tell a positive or a negative story. Well, this is another example. The fact that James Harden likes to go to the club behind the velvet ropes, he likes to get bottle service. This is not something new. But it will be used as after-the-fact reporting. One size fits all. Right? Any angle, for example. Let's say in a parallel dimension, the Sixers go out and win the title. Holy cheesesteak, Batman. Now, that is unlikely, but certainly possible. There's no dominant, can't-beat team in the Eastern Conference. Harden will be romanticized if that happens as the bad boy party guy, the rare competitor who can compartmentalize everything, the life of the party, on and off the court. The old phrase, win or lose, we booze. Now, should Philly go belly up, well, then Harden is the heathen. Then he's the troublemaker who cost Philadelphia a championship. The selfish choices caused the Sixers team to not get it done. Now, we ultimately believe that the Sixers will not get it done, and we are deciding to blame Doc Rivers. That's who we're blaming because we've seen it with our own eyes multiple times. Doc Rivers given a talented team, and even though coaching's not that big a deal in the NBA, in the playoffs, you can't depend on the analytics. You can't be the rah-rah guy. You got to be the X's and O's guy when you don't have anyone to turn to. And more times than not, Doc is taking a ride on the vomit comet when he's had to make those decisions. And when things go sideways, Doc Rivers is there standing and watching, and he's got this dazed look, like I don't know, a dazed look on his face. It happened again against the Nuggets in this game last night. Denver's without their second best player. They've got Jokic, but the Joker, but without their second best player. The backups beat the Sixers. The Nuggets backups. What was Doc Rivers doing? Was he picking his nose on the sideline? Are they making any adjustments? I said, well, it's a regular season game. It doesn't matter. But those are the things that happen. I saw a Doc Rivers coach team blow a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter of an elimination game at home against backups. And Doc had that same, I don't know what to do. I don't know. What am I supposed to do? And derailed that team. And just like the Sixers will be derailed. Well, time will tell if we're right or not. But remember that most games are lost. They are not won. That is a reality of the situation.